Hold on. Okay. Okay, yeah. What did we get here? So this is what we got. Pleased to meet you. We spoke last weekend. I studied the void. All that we presume in a letter or word is more than the definition. I bring geometric shapes, angles, math, and language together, arts and entertainment, sports, game rules, regulations, the Zodiac, terms as so DR is to say doctor, but it's DE and AR. When E is with A, they open to the O world. The O is present. It is 1 through 5 equals to 15. It is the spirit world, not where it comes to the beta gates, where the spirit comes in through the beta gates. The 1 and the 2. The 1 in the center of all 8. The 2 has 7 in the center of 2, equaling to 9. Every side equals to 9. What you don't see and what you don't see on a dice cube, if you can't make up the question, then you cannot know. How can you know? You always have to say, you don't have to say nothing, but I always have to say, I don't know what I don't know. I wish I would know something new that it would just blossom in my heart. And that's what keeps me going on this channel. So I'm just going to go into the kitchen to get something to drink and come back. I'm just going to go through some paperwork, write it down, or maybe continue on to explain what I had written down. And I just want to bring something back that I'm being evicted. Okay. I'm not going to tell you, I can't mention what's going on right at this moment, but I'm being evicted, and there's a chance that in 45 days I won't be here. No more colors, 0. But I'll never forget, and I can take all the pictures with me. So what I'm looking to do, if we can get together like 2 million maybe for the building, and we can, I don't know, would be, I don't want to say what it's going to be good for, but if you want to get an investment, I mean, I'm not sure if you see what's going on around you. That is so silent at the moment. There is so much going on. It's imagine if you're on the Titanic right now, and the captain doesn't see what's going on, exactly the story. That's where we are right now. Nobody knows. Everybody's just smiling. Something is over. But my friends, it's only just begun. This is 1938, this coming year. 1938, this coming year. It is the 84-year moon cycle. What's ironic that 2022 and 1938 is that the actual Hebrew year that we're in right now is 5783, coming into 5784. So I'm not worried about the 19, because right now we have met 19 and 57 is because it is the 19, okay, times 3 equals to 57. That's your base creation, is 57, man and woman. Bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah. CD and DC. Born in Pluto in the creation heaven. 20 is the T crossing life ape. 84 is Pluto. 84 is 3 moons that pass on by in a 13 moon year. Let me see what that is. 13 divided by 3 is the equation. 13 divided by 3 equals to 4.333. And there is no 4.333. So that means you need a joint house, because there's a 1.333 and there's a 2.333. but there is no 3.333 and there is no 4.333. So this is a new equation for me. What it's telling me in the 13 moons during the year, okay, when a cube cycle goes by, which is 28 days times 3, 28 days times 3 equals to 84. But your creation, your standard creation, okay, is 3 cubes times 21 equals to 63, and times 33 equals 299, equaling to 11, 13. 11, 13. And the reason I'm using these numbers is this was a freedom pass area and in time heaven. The reason I'm using these numbers is 13 is the first time it was ever in the teens. 11 is numeric value 63. 13 is numeric value 99, as so well is Jupiter, splitting the Earth rotation. So why I'm saying that is because you're ABC. So now, how can I say this? Yeah, so we went to number 13. So number 13 is your M letter. Number 13 reverse is the N letter. Okay, man and the sun. Matter, and is it nitrogen? I don't know what it is. I don't know. M and N. I'm just thinking what it is. I'm going to get a quick drink. Declare yourself. I never know what I'm talking about, so I'm telling a story why the 84-year cycle, moon cycle, is right now. This is a reverse time, Gregorian 1938, time, Gregorian 2022. 84 plus 38 equals to 84, touching 85. Because there's two numbers, but you're not counting the number you're starting from. So 1938 plus 84 years is 2022. TV, 5G, ape, the gateway. 1938. Now, the Hebrew year right now is 5783, which is 3 times 19, as 19 is a base. S and S. It is a base. S. The 19 is a representation of how did it get to be 19. Well, in roulette, 16 flips over to the mirror side and it becomes 19, and you can flip that 6 over and turn that into a 9. But the real reason is, mathematically, the way I got to it is the math goes like this. How did 16 or 61 turn into 19? So the difference is 41 and 42. Separation, okay, and connect, and separation. So what we're going to do is 1 times 6, 1 plus 6. 7 times 6 equals to 42. 7 plus 6 equals to 13. So it's this one over here that we're going to use, not this one over here. We're going to use the addition, so that means I'm using the window. So therefore, I'm using a 2 by 2 window, and this is Mars. The numeric value for Mars, and where I get this in art, is this is the numeric value for Mars. Earth's numeric value is right here. This will create this image, and this artwork will create this image. But in this image is a singular cell. And if this singular cell was moving, this singular cell, which is cell number 5, can occupy every single area inside of here, making 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the 5 position, 10, 5, which is je. 11 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'd have 3 and 8 on the corners here, 6 and 6 on the corners here. Where do I get this from? 5 and 1, 5 and 2, 5 and 3, 5 and 4, 5 and 5, 5 and 6, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 5 and 11, 5 and 7 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 5 and 8. 5 and 8 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. And then 5 and 9 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So it becomes 3, 4, 5 over here. The center says I, like an I am. So this is an 81 or 1881 configuration, and this is an 0440 configuration, whichever way you want. This is your 88 window. 4 times 4 equals to 16, which equals to 2 times 8, and 4 plus 4 equals to 08, which is 1 times 8, and that is your 38 configuration. And when you add them together totally, it's 38 and 37. Why? 8 plus 8 equals to 16. 1 plus 6 equals to 7. 2 and 1 equals to 3. I use it as a single form because I need these two using the same heaven. They're both in the same heaven, but one of them gets separated, causing it to have the 7th gate, or causing it to have the 8 heaven. The queen, okay, will represent number 8 and number 2. Then now she, inside of her is the 7th gate of where the king steps in. And the reason for this, and it not only that in creation, so it's 11 and 3, the 3 ball and 11 ball, they're both red. And the reason why this steps in and this happens over here, because this card has 8 eyes. And this card has 7 eyes. And the jack has 6 eyes. So I have to get up for a minute because my leg is sore. I got a rib tendon. And I'm just happy to be in this position right now. I really am. And we have to really somehow transmit, work on this, share it, what you believe, what you know, what you see, what you can do, what I can do, what we do together, what we put together. We reassemble everything that's ever been created ever before through every single game from history that has fed to us right from Rotas, Sator, Arpo, Tenant, and how everything inside of it says 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, other than the crisscross of where RPN, PR come together, or the crisscross of SRN, RS. The R and S come together 37, 37 through the sun. So it's telling me about the energy is coming through the sun. The N letter, should we multiply it by something or do something to it? Because it's everything in its own, and it's everything that's around it. Because the N letter is everything that's around it. There's 2 layers, there's 2 rings around the N letter, and the N letter is noted. I don't know if you can see this inside of here. If I was using this as a 9 formation, this one would be 9. Otherwise, the E would be 9. So this would be 99, E and N, 5 and 5. Here's the S letter. So if I was using this as a formation, the E and N would come together, or I would do it from this side. See, 1, 2, 3. You see my 9 formation is the N. My 9 formation is the N. Using the N twice, always passing through the end when creating 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that? 4 areas? 1, 2. Follow what I'm saying? One area. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, sorry. It starts here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here's a 9 area. N is in the corner. N is in the corner. So in all areas, N is in the corner. So I don't know what the calculation is right now for what that story is. And we also know there's a reverse alphabet. We also know that there's a half alphabet, and the half alphabet is M.E, because it's 13.5, and the half alphabet is where matter and energy come together. And when the cat is in the hat, when matter and energy come together, in the gematria design, 1 through 7. Not this one here. I never really went over this one yet. I have to understand this one a little bit better. I'm talking about this one here, right in the center here, where matter and energy come together. And that's the house of the moon. I don't know if you can say the house of the rising sun. I didn't do the calculations. That's only one dimension. I have to interrupt this for 2 seconds. I have to send somebody a message because they told me they were tired. So now I think okay, done. So where should I go next? Whoop, that camera's pretty high, right? Got to save this apartment. Got to save this apartment. So for all those who can see what they see, got to buy this building, got to save this apartment. But then again, you know what? If it goes, it goes. It can never go away. Can never go away in pictures. Everything falls, everything changes. That's the way it is. But if we can make a change, if I can change it, if I can change a result, if I work for what I want, it might mean something. Let me see. Art cult. Maybe the cat belong in the hat. Or why you don't ask why the cat is in the hat. Or what causes the cat in the hat. Or destiny. If the cat is happy in the hat. That is very funny because I sort of used to write poetry many, many, many years ago. So those are actually relative questions. You see, maybe the cat belongs in the hat. Just like the snail needs its shell. So the cat, which is your black electric, is that your connection to the earth? Is that your connection to being solidified? Something to do with copper. I'm not really sure. I think it's copper. I'm not really sure what it's sending me, what I'm seeing, because I see a lot of copper, and I also like egg water or something. So why don't you ask the cat that is in the hat? So first we're asking, does the cat belong in the hat? And we have to understand with reason. Of course, we wouldn't know it all, but maybe the cat and the hat are one of another. Maybe the cat's in your hat. And without that cat, there is no hat, there is no you. Why don't we ask the cat? The cat is in the house. Where is the house? When the train arrives, the house is 9. Feline, number 9. Feline, line, the train coming down the line. INE, L, 12, 21, 31, 40, the blue planet. The cat is number 24, and it is also a 312. So it's a 104 communication bug. Write this down. 312. Now, you 3 times 104 equals. It is inside the creation E world. Where does this come from? Did I write that properly? 3 times 104 is 312. 104, 10-4 is JD, your first TH communication with 10. What that means is when I'm building my numbers, 1, 2, 3, they're a reflective in its multiple worlds and in its addition world, as 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. 1 times 2 times 3 equals to 6. They're equal, 66 both ways. 10-4 in CB codes is I understand you, I hear you, Roger. So when I think Roger Rabbit. Rogers just went out the other day, I think. 10-4 is October 4th or January 4th or April 1st or April 10th or April no, not April 10th, April 13th and April 22nd. And April doesn't have 31, so April's a different month. Why? Because it's the 4th month of the 10th day. But forget it. Sorry, the fourth month of the 10th day. Sorry, yes, I was using the wrong number. So it would be 10, 19. So it would be JS 10, 19, 27. So it would be after the alphabet. So it would be Z.5. I'm going to use, or ZY, YZY. So you're going to use JS and Y in this scenario. Well, I have to explain this now. I look down from my paper. Okay, hold on a second. I need to explain this. Copper, yes. So copper, a copper top battery energy. 104 is communication and CB codes. So I have to write this down. So what happens over here, okay, is A, B, C equals F6 plus D4 equals J coming from D. It is 10th. Now, the TH comes after an N, after an EN. This is the word, like this is our net. This is a very hard to explain thing. I just want to tell you there's an equation with here that when you have 9th, right, it comes into an ETH, and the N is on this side, the E is reversed. I mean, but each one is going to be, EIGH, 8th. But in 8th, it's a little different because the H is added. We do not need the T because it already comes. It already showing you this is a base of one of the equations. I only can show you bases of some I can finish off, but there is no ending because I'm not the last word. I only show you base of all equations, and then everybody go, let's fly. Let's see how we can open up this can of worms and finish off the words in creation. So this is where 10 and 4 comes in, and this is your base creation, and everything that lives inside 10 is what is, hold on a second, ABC equals to 6. So what lives between C and F is D and E. Okay, that is your base creation of 6. And then what lives after that is 7, 8, and 9, which is G, H, and I. That come together, the average of 888, the heavens connecting 7 and 9. And I don't know if you know yourself, but on your phone, right, if you look at the number 7, you'll see PQRS. And then on the 9, you'll see WXYZ. This total is 98, and this total is 70. But what happens is Q was removed and Z was removed. Q17 now equaling to 53. Z26 now equaling to 72. Ironically, that when you create pi or Ho, or the connection of the sun. 5 times 3 equals to 15. 5 plus 3 equals to 8. The total is 23. 7 times 2 equals to 14. 7 plus 2 equals to 09 equals to 23. The beginning of pi, 3.14159265. 14 and 15 equals to 29. 1 and 5 equals to 6. 1 and 4 equals to pi. And pi comes out of the exchange on what happened to the telephone over here. Not only that, 1 and 7 equals to 8, and 2 and 6 equals to 8. And that is the seventh gate. And the cube dynamic is 1 through 5 and 2 through 6. F and B and A and E. These two came together. I don't know what it means. I don't know what this 6 is exactly. There's many stories that I can come up with. 622-6. It's ape life in the gate. So this is this basic, whatever you want to call it. Where else was I in this equation? What are we looking at? Yes, I was talking about the reverse. This came over here. I forget. I jumped over it. I'm really, really sorry. I was talking about 11 and 13. Yes, the word 11 is 63. The word 13 is 99. Because I was talking about this earlier, why this coming October is a complete switch around in time. 3 by 19 is 57. This is the completion of the moon cycles. 5,783 years ending on this date. 7 and 512, 8 and 412. The division of night and day in the gateway between the king and the queen, the bar mitzvah, the bat mitzvah, the energy, the creation. And this is a total of 24. The divided gate, the divided house of the 9 lives of the cat. 5784. This is the year. This is an exact time. This says 5G HD. This is 5G HD. High definition 5D. In the year 2022 is the letter TV, and the reverse is 5G in the alphabet. Look it up. Everything I bring together already exists. I don't make nothing up. Actually, I can't say that. That wouldn't be fair. The divided house of DC, the 13 moons gives me this. So what should have the 4 sides of the cube? I'm trying to understand the pyramid, 3 sides, to where the cube is 4 sides. The pyramid is going to have a point and a base. The square is going to have 2 bases, one above and one below, and no point. So if I was to crown the pyramid, a 3-sided pyramid, what if I crowned the 4-sided pyramid? What if I shaved the corners on a 3-sided pyramid? Would that be 6-sided pyramid? Or what if did you understand all these things? So if I crowned a 3-sided pyramid, what would that, I would come out with 4 points. I'd come out with 3 points. So if I have to crown 1 point on a 3-sided pyramid, I need 3 points to crown that point. And if I open it up or put it around my head, I can probably make a crown out of it and then put it on my head. But why with gems and jewels? And what's a crown? The corona. The crown because it was crowned. Teeth, tooth, enamel, fillings, filings. Venus time copper. Copper we can also use as bronze. Um, copper um, cup cup is, if I understand correctly, it is either Yiddish or Hebrew for head. Per meaning more than or to repossess, as when you read it backward, it's REP. To represent is like to repossess, because you're using the person to represent. I'm just using it in this context. You're going to use me to represent. Earlier on, I also mentioned where 7 and 8 came together. 2 cubes of 4 equaling to 8, bring them together, it equals to 7, right? Can you look at it that way? They're separated. Hold on a second. I just want to do one other design. I don't have to be right, don't forget. Somehow there'd be a single square here for the 7 card. The 8 card, for the 7 card, you get this. What happens within the 8 card in order to keep these 2 dots separated? For the 9 card, you would do this. I'm not sure if you're following this because I just jumped out of nowhere to do this. And I'm going to try and catch up with the 13 moons. And also, I like to say that man is 13 because the boy, B-O-Y, and the letter B is a number 13 in its own, which is AC. And in OY, which is the coming together of Earth blue and Mars red, so red and blue come together, we will take the blue Earth for demolition. We will take the red for repossession. Red and blue equals to 67. So just give me 1 second over here. Okay, I'm just taking a look on to see if anybody is saying anything, so I can just keep a little bit up to date. And yeah, so we're going to take about a 1.5 minute break. I'm going to go into the kitchen and get something. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, in less than 60 days, this apartment's getting demolished unless we buy the building. And that's it. But I'm taking this to another level at this point. I'm ready to say, charge me full rent. Hey, give me a minute. Just okay. I have no idea, but and I go over this all the time. I always like excuse myself, and I don't have to, but I'm trying to keep, trying to keep the motor running, right? And I might be boring for a while. I might not explain things properly, but I definitely know that this is all real. This is all these calculations for whatever you think they might mean. If you do not get involved and ask and try to place what it possibly means to you, Why am I doing this? Does anybody want to know anything? Where did the alphabet come from? How did they design the letters? Did they design the letters? Did the letters become a form because of the geological location of a geometric shape located wherever it is? I will take that number and bring it over to where it is. The Nikola Tesla vortex, the artwork that goes into the vortex, in which if you don't do the art, then how would you know? How would you know? Is it real or is it just me? If I use all the lines, it's just like you're looking in the mirror. If I only show you half my face or half of something, so I'm showing you all the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you can see in order for these numbers to go together, they're all triangles. They're all triangles. But they're, because of the 9 area spaces, okay, it's offset. So when you use both 1, 4, 7 and the 2 designs to the right, here and here, they are opposite with each other. Using 285, it's tilted to the left. Using 369, it's tilted to the right. And they're both tilted to the right and left from the 147. But I could have put any numbers anywhere. It doesn't matter. You're just going to note that there's 3 differences. Okay. So in this one, when 963 and 258 come together, you can see the opening at the top, the closing at the bottom. There's a different spread over here than here. I do not know what it is. There's also differences in here, 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 and here. I'd like to know what they are. They're going to be telling stories, what those spreads are. This design has been done on purpose. Okay, whoever created what, if you can see a little bit deeper into the word, okay, S and O is 50, right? Or you can almost say 501, almost like Levi's jeans, how it was stitched together. Where E and F come together, the Cubonic house, EF, 6 and 5, the 7th gate. When egg comes together, 577, right away you bring out the moon, ABCD, because the IO, okay, is where Mars birth comes in. It's also numeric value 10, so the mirror comes in. And that's basically the way I see it. And natural healing power is 8 and 9. Natural is the game of Baccarat, and they say when you got a natural in Baccarat, it's going to be a 10 and an 8. It's going to be a jack and an 8. It's going to be a queen and an 8. It's going to be a king and an 8. Or it can be the highest natural, which is either the 8 and 1, the 2 and 7 is 9, the 3 and 6, the 4 and the 5, the 6 and the 3, the 2 and the 7. So I said that. So that's what it is in Baccarat. And in the game of Baccarat, so now we have to understand something. Number 10 is not a Pythagorean count. Number 10 is 0. So now we know that when we have ABCD 10, 10 is 0 and not 1. Therefore, what is 1? Can we say EF is 1? I have to think. Can we say EF is 1? You see, we have 4 numbers making a square, but EF makes a line. So 1 and 0 right from that design, creating the letter I. We have A, B, C, D, and then we have EF, and then this, and then this. I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm just making this up, you know. So this would be your square, and this would be this, and this would be the letter I, and this would be EF. This would be your 4 and your 2. You notice we're always looking at 2, 3, and 4. Very often it's something about 2, 3, and 4 all the time. That 3 is that zzz, you know what I'm saying? 3.5 C and E. Or was it B and C? So let me come back to, for those, let me see. No, not that. Numbers. So this is the 5th house. And the reason for this design was I had to connect 5 and 50. And then I connect 4 and 1, 5, 1 and 4, 5. And then 2 and 3, 5, and 3 and 2, 5. So should I have put them all next to each other? I don't know. This is just a base design. But I knew because I didn't have a 2-point, an in between, there was a missing configure. Like here, the 7 is a single. Here it's an open space because there's nothing to go. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. The reason I separated this, this was, let me see. This is the reverse of itself. These are the reverses, and these are the reverses. So it's 2 separate houses in the 5th house. And here is where matter in the house of EIEIO, right over here, 5 to 9. This is in the newer house, NEW 555, and 99 equals to Venus and the angel. 9. The reason for this, okay, let me just take this out. I don't have a very big vocabulary for certain valued numbers. Like 19 is just the 19th letter S. The reverse alphabet is H. And ironic, give me a book. S and H, no way. S and H, 16 and 22. In order to get to S, from what I know as the beginning, okay, I can work my way very far back in order to get to a certain number. So I'm going to show you the cubic number of how I get to it, and then I'm going to back it up because there's 2 levels of each number. If I said 7 times 4 equals to 28, I know I used a single cell in a window of 1, 4, or 9, the 1, 4, or 9 window. And that would be Mercury, which is not in Mars, and Pluto. But Mercury can be in Pluto, but cannot be in Mars. And the reason for that is if I'm using cells, I'm going to use the 1 cell. Then I'm going to use the 4 cells. Then I'm going to take the 1 cell and I'm going to use the 9 cell. And you can get into 3 by 3, 2 by 2, 1 by 1, A, B, C creation. I can fit the singular cell giving me 1 and 8, or 8 around 1. 9 times 9, 9 plus 9 equals to 81 and 18. Just give me a minute. Hold on a second. Okay, so so now you see when I do something, I have to show the art. Okay, just believe me. So I'll show you the math, and you'll say, okay, okay, here's the math. Simple. It's all kids' math, right? And here's the basic. Everybody's talking ABC. So your base, your two bases are these two over here. Those are your two bases. So now this one is going to go AHR, or if you want to go raw. This one is going to go A, but you can also say E, but you can say, actually, you can say E over here. Here you can say HE. Okay, but you're going to say HEA. I'm going to explain this, but you can go HEA V. It's too funny. EN. Heaven. Inside that one square. The reason for that is there are 8 areas or cells, okay, around a single area, one area. And the H is the 8th letter, and the A is the first letter. Now, on a dice cube, on a single dice cube, this area is center, and it has to show up in the calculator and your keyboard and the ATM and your telephone. So you tell me you've never seen this before, so you know it's next. That is in the 5 position. The 5th letter is E. Since it's in the 5th position, we can use Roman numeral V. Now, I'm not saying this is all true. And since we have E and N, okay, because it is 1 and 4 equaling to 5, it can be 2 and 3 equaling to 5. But these are not the same because the 1 and the 8 come together. So I bring together the 14th letter. So you can look at it any way you want, right? But I have a design right there on the floor. Okay. I have a design right there on the floor that pinpoints, okay, that pinpoints that over here. Let me see. Do I have that? Let me see. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. This area here is number 14. This is number 23. If we shift over, you can see they're now cubes. You see the cubes? This is 14 and 23. This will create 9. This will create 11. This is where your creation, the seed creation, comes about. This one is where the sun. This is where the sun comes about, and your DNA from this one. So the Y creates that, the 25th letter, which is a Q gate. This is the 24th letter, which is the 9 lives of the cat, house of the 7th gate, inside the Kaaba. So you need, as it shows over here, in order to create one cube, okay, see, in order to create one cube, right, which is inside of here, this is where the cube is created. Inside the cube, you can see that there's 2 hexagons inside the cube, and then 2 square areas where Y and Y. See all the Y's connecting together? And all those squares are 2, 4, 6, 8. The house of Venus and all the squares. So you know what an octagon is. So this is the roulette patterns table. This is all the roulette numbers. This too. So whew, hard to bend down. Yeah, we got to save this place. And there, AMC GameStop on the door. 2 crazy things in the news, because that's what this planet is all about. That's the last draw. So, okay. Hi, all. Jumping in a little late. Late and early. Late and early. Late and early. Late and early. It's a funny word. Late and early. Let me finish off with my squares. I'm going to get something to drink. Everybody, I hope you remember where I am. I'm talking about the squares and how I get how I'm going to get to S and H, how I'm going to bring the 19th and the 8th letter together. Remember, the reverse alphabet, okay, even though the alphabet would be offset, well, not. If I go from Z over to S, that would be 8. Like going A over to H, that would be 8. But in reality, it's 77. Because if I'm starting on A and I go B, C, D, E, F, G, H, it only took me 7 from A. So A, S equals G as, no, hold on. Sorry, that's AH. That's AH. AH equals G, Z, S equals G. Okay, just the amount of letters that are in between, right? And the actuality is AH is actually B, C, D, E, F, and G, and that's it. It stops. We can't go to H. Can't go to H. We have to stop at G because G is inside of what is A through H, like the bookends. So we were talking about how I can get to S and H as the 19th letter, and how I can get to H as the 8th letter. And I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to come back, and I never know what's going to be on tap. I was actually cleaning my desk because I have been ripping things out. Yes, we're coming back to talk about those squares, the cells. I don't need a microscope to see the cells. They have books with squares on it, and that's where everything comes from. Okay, I'll be back in a second, going to the fridge. Hey. Save the building, man. Save the building. Get someone to buy this place. I'm just calling on Papadou around the world, although that they say his name is something Saint Antoine. Save this place. Save this place. How foolish was I to fool around? All they wanted was 30% more rent, you know? Made no sense. 6 apartments. I'm here 18 years. And they want to put lockers in my apartment. They want to put lockers in my apartment. Lock. L-O-C-K. It's not luck, so it's L-O-C-K. K creates C. O is the reverse of L. How that intertwines, eh? 27 and 14 equals to 41. Wow, the king is the lock. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this little piece right now. Ask me something. I don't know what's on tap. I really don't. So how can I get to number 16? 16 is also noted inside 44. It's also put together of 24. But there's levels on how to get it. So what this is 4 times 4 equals to 16. So this was a multiplication. In which, why is it 42? Because 4 to the power of 2 equals to 16. So it's how our perception of a reality. Okay, well, anyways, we're going to go base value for 16. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6. 7 plus 6 equals to 13. 1 times 3 equals to 3. 1 plus 3 equals to 4. 3 times 4 equals to 12. 3 times 4 equals to 12. 3 plus 4 equals to 7. The total is 19. So when you got to this letter, we also took with us a G and an L. Actually, you can also bring with it an E, because 1 and 2 will create E. 0, 7 will not. So I don't know, whatever it is, Segal. So these, okay, the 3 and the 4 are the polarities, okay, 180 polarity between 3 and 4. They are the most interior number. They are also the number for the moon. Thirty-four 76 7 6 3 4 1 1 1 1. That is that truth. 31 34 31 34. One creates the other. I don't really know what it means. Okay. Inside of here, you have the cross, you have energy, you have time, you have creation of the light, of the cube. 6, 21, blackjack. Where do I get all these from? I bring everything back to February, the 29th day in February. This month follows the moon. It is the only true month that follows the moon, and other ones that are very, very close to it are April, June, November, and September. Now, I'm not really sure which one, and the reason for this is because they all end with an O. The reason for this is that they're all 30 days, and there is a month, a moon month that skips and hits a 30 days. I don't remember what it is. Let me see what it means, why it's like that. When does the moon ever hit 30 days in the Hebrew calendar? Honestly, Hebrew calendar, Hebrew full Jewish, the Jewish months. A leap year in Jewish calendar has 13 months, occurs 7 times in a 19-year cycle. 7 times in a 19-year cycle. So we look back at the numbers we just did. 3 times 4 equals to 12. 3 plus 4 equals to 7. The total is 19, coming 7 times in a 19-year cycle. This will turn into 5, and the other one will be G. 19 and 19 is 38 or 83. That is the Hebrew year we are in right now, the 84th cycle since 1938. If I multiply this all by 3, I'd have to bring this number down into a different category. I'd like to do it better than if this was time. If this was time, I can change this time to say 738. These two numbers changed. These did not. Hold on a second. I don't see my camera. So you notice the way it works out just perfectly? The way 7 here, the way 19 was here, the way 3 is over here, and it's creation in the heavens, because 1 goes with 8. The 1 dot, the 5 position, goes with 8 that's around it within that cube. So we have this inside here. This is 1 and 8. It becomes the R. It's created by numeric value 99, which is found in one of the words, and that word is 13. Something about 13, that 11 times 11 times 11 equals 13, and a backwards 13. And it's just ironic that these dice cubes, according to this face, if you would agree that there are 9, if you would agree that there's one in the center position, if you would agree there's one up here and one down here, is one up here and one down here, then you would agree that there are 9 to this face. So if I had two faces, if I have one face and one face, each face equals 9. Each face equals 9. So if you have two faces, you have 2 times 9 equals to 18. So if you have 18, but I see a 6 and 1 7 dot, and I have 18, that means I have 11 void. So in 1 and 6, 7 come 11. But in an expression, when you speak and you say 2 9, how do I know you're not saying 2 9s like this? So it could be seen both ways. That's your leap year in Pegasus. This is where IR, the sun letters that come in. The reason I call it the sun letters is because there's only 2 letters in the 9th house. And these 2 letters equal to the alphabet reverse number 27. This is in the Begatest house. This is IR. This becomes 13. 13 is the bat, is the bar house, is the BEAR house. For bar, M, barem, IT, ziva. The bar mitzvah. It happens at 13. 13, THIRTEEN. That's when it happens. It happens on 169 moons. And when you have 169 moons, this would be number 169, and you'd have 168 surrounding it. And if you want to find out where that is right here on this board, because this is a square. So the minimum area to draw that corner, Monopoly, is a square. And a property would look like that. So if I draw this entire board, okay, this will be a 4 area, and this will be 2, 2, 2, 2, and then I have to stop. And then I have to call this a different name, maybe X, because this is where the train is, right? So the train is different. And you do have to know that if we continue this on again and go 2, 2, 2, 2, right? Did I get that right? And this is a square area. So I got a 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. So now, although I have all 2 areas, we have something over here is that we have 2, 2, 2 coming together. This is where times 8 equals 1776. And the reason for this over here in my deduction, and not the truth, but my deduction, is because the trains, although you own the land, the train takes up this amount of property on each side of the track. So when you're drawing Monopoly, if these are 4s, then there are 4 corners. 4 by 4 equals to 16. If these are properties and there are 9 for 4 areas around the board, 4 by 9 equals to 36. So remember, when I began this, I said the three numbers we have to remember are 1, 4, and 9 window, because of what size boxes we need and for what reason we need them. So in this scenario, I take out the game of Monopoly to show you that we have right, four by let me see this again. Yes, this is 9999, so it's 36 areas times 2 equals to 72 squares, or 72 cells. So 16, 72, and 16 equals to 88. That is your gateway. 88 is what will create HO. HO 15 and 8, number 53, or 35, 42, 24. Okay. Then what's going to happen is you're going to have one area, then you're going to have the entire Monopoly board, and then you're going to have the outside rim. On the outside rim, it's going to be 88. On this area over here, it's going to be 80, and this area is going to be 1. And this will total 169. There are 168 hours in a week. And most of the numbers in time, in the times we run, for the number of hours and the hours in the day and the moons, they all work out. Double this or make it 2 days, and that'll be a 12 moon cycle, or 336 days. Chop it in half, it's 84, representing Pluto, or 4 cubes, or 3 basic moon cycles connecting 4 cubes. The Mayans, 168, 25,000, 25,920 divided by 168 equals to 25,920 divided by 168. Is there a calculation? No, there's no calculation. But because there's no 369 inside of here, I know it's a calculation by number 7. 7 is part of this calculation. Let me see something. What was that? 168, the 14, 15. So Mars has no calculation. 7 and 15, the gateway in Mars. 1 and 6, 7. 8 and 6, 14. 1 and 4, 5. I'm just trying to put other numbers together. Anyway, so that would be your Monopoly board. So 8 times 8 is 64. 8 plus 8 is 16, equaling to what is inside. And we have 1 running around us. Venus is 80 plus the 1, because in the house, in the beehive, that's where we end up, in the beehive. So that was the designs on the floor. So how does 16, okay, which is the letter P, become the letter S? Because we have 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6, equaling to 13. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to 3, equals to 4. 4 times 3 equals to 12. 4 plus 3 equals to 7, plus 12 equals to 19. So it's going to stay on 10 and 9, the equation. G. That's what it's going to stay on all the time. So if it stays on 10 and 9, and we're working with the cubed house, so if it's going to stay on 10 and 9, so we have to know that we're going to be working with 6, 4, 10, okay, and 1, 3. And then, well, because of the cube telling me that, right? So we know we're working on the moon cycle, 13, and 31, and 13 equals, I call it the moon cycle, but really it's male and female, it's energy and matter coming together, and then it's 31 and 13 and 31, and then this equals 75. Energy, matter, energy. The king and the queen equaling to 28, and that is the cycle of our moon of what is DC, because 75 can also be used to what is 3/4, and that's the divided house we are in. I need a little break. I hurt my butt. Oh, we got to save this place. I don't know who's been watching me since 2005, but you know how many injuries I've come home to? And some you've even missed. You've missed all the good injuries. I got some good injury stories. I'm like a trash. Okay, we're not going to get into that. I'm going to go to the fridge. If you have any questions, if you didn't understand the Monopoly, what I was getting to, or if you didn't understand why 1, 4, and 9, 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3. And not only that, we can have floaters, meaning one geometric shape can float inside of another one, and then what is left over. The reason for certain angles and how do we break our angles. Remember, angles are floating. One of the main things I like to do is break it up either into 3 or 4. 2 is a straight line for me. Okay, and then if it's a straight line, on what level? And is it this way a straight line or this way a straight line? So if it's this way a straight line, it's vertical. If it's this way a straight line, it's horizontal. So if it's vertical, it's standing for H. If it's horizontal, it's the heavens is standing for I. And the reason for that is because the letter I has this line and the letter H has that line. This game was made for kids. This is a kid's game, but it's too easy. It's too easy. I don't want to play. But when you see how intricate it becomes and how the Zodiac and the astrology and everything else from the entire dictionary and every story that you've ever heard to every riddle and rhyme is all coming back to everything of what creation, where it came from, stems from, what it is. Okay. Injury, yes. Right there. I ripped a tendon. I ripped a tendon on my back end, just below my buttocks, doing some stretching, and the rocks just, and man, I heard it rip. And when it ripped, well, first of all, yesterday while I was working, doing something, a bag ripped open, and it ripped open with a piece of wood. And the wood was going to fall out. I started to think, how did they transport wood? Many, many years ago, they transported by the river. But when they put up all the dams, the wood was now being controlled. So what was going on? And now the wood, which is ashes to ashes, dust to dust, ashes, H's. I'm just trying to think how. So now it's telling me that the bridges are broken. Bugs Bunny and Jacques Chirac have to come into real pictures. Look up Bugs Bunny and Jacques Chirac and see what went on, because that's got to be coming very soon. So I'm gonna go to the kitchen, and I'm gonna be back in a minute. Man, I'm hungry and there's nothing to eat, and I made a shop, and I just feel like a big pig. I like to eat bread, you know. I'm a big bread fan. So I'm just going to take a 2-minute break here. I'm going to have a slice of I don't know. They put a new name on this cheese. I can't really make out the name. It's hard to read. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. I'm going to have a piece of cheese with some cream cheese and jam. That's what I'm having. That's what I'm having. Just give me a minute. We are the kings and the queens of this world. We carry the crown. You can want to be anybody you are, but it will never change how you came here as you were. Have you ever heard the saying, as you were, as you are? The terminology, as you are. You are as you are. Just give me 1 minute. We need to save this building. We have to buy this building. Wow. 2 years ago, you can go shopping at 10 o'clock at night. Now, not a car in the street. A motorcycle. Imagine, not a car in the street, a motorcycle. Okay. Put away the Monopoly. I'm going to try to finish the equation. Now, even though we have the 88 on the outside, and I didn't get into what properties are and chance and free parking and all this. I didn't do that yet. I'm just doing the basic calculation. My protector, Papadou. So the trains take up a basis of 24 areas before they get to the station. The 5 area for the station. So when they get to that 5 area, that's that 1 area, and it's 6666. 24 plus 1, 25. Now, if they happen, now, and you notice this is division of the 7th gate. Now, what happens if they own, we're going to step number 2. Around the station, we need the complete station. This is the pole and the ring around the station. In this area, we're going to have to go to darts. Darts has 20 numbers. If you add 1 through 20, it equals to 210. So now we have the ring of the moon, 2160, which is miles, which is 3476, which is kilometers, in which on your calculator, in between 1 and 5, the average is 3. In between 3 and 5, the average is 4. So right away, another DC exists right over here. Here, in between here, and then over here. In between 7 and 5 and 4 and 8 is a 6. And in between 9 and 5 and 6 and 8 is a 7. 34, 76, all surrounded by this. So it's 20 surrounding 5 inside the void. Inside of here is 11. Inside of here is 5. Inside of here is M13. And over here is 7. 13 and 7, another number that connects to the spirit and the Mayans. Something to do with the way their cycles work, the movement, 7 and 6, or 7 and 13, or 13 and 7, something to do with that, equaling to 20. They're always saying T minus counting. Well, that is the other gate in gematria. So what happens now is when we had this figure over here, we had 8 88, which were the properties, and then we had 80, and then we had 1. Actually, it was 16 and 72 and 80 and 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take away the trains, and I'm going to bring this down to here. So we have 88 plus the areas of the trains plus the remainder plus 1. So this is 11, this is 6, this is going to be 2, 1, 2, 6, 7, 1, 2, 6, 7. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have the trains own the properties on each side. Nope, we're not going to do that yet. What we're going to do is we're going to take number 1 and add 8 more to number 1. It's now going to be the 1 plus 8 that goes around 1. But when there's 8 that goes around 1, only these 4 are part of what the train is. So what was the train at what was number 24? Now the train only gets number 20. And the station gets 1 and 8. 28 days and 29 days of February. So the trains get 20, the center now gets 9, and then there's still 56 left over. But we have to cross the 56 and put it down to 52 because the center just bought out the 4 corners over here. So the setup, here are the trains, and here are the 4 corners. That is for the rest of the table. So there's some kind of design that's coming into this. Can you see what's going on? Now I think I have to calculate everything, and this is only Monopoly. You know, we didn't. So now we're going to do it again. 16 for the corners. 72 for the properties. Which is 88. I'm just going to create this here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Here, okay, is 88. Here is, no, it's not 80 anymore. It's 80 minus 8. So it's now 72. I hope I didn't make the mistake before. So it's 72, okay, plus 8 and 1. Okay, minus 8 plus 1. All right, so it's actually, there's 80 inside, but it's 72 plus 8 plus 1, equaling to 81 Venus. So that's how I break it down. So now when the trains, right, which occupy 24, but if they own properties on each side, okay, if they own properties on each side, okay, which is here. So now the train owns properties on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's the train, the railway, or the railway. I don't know, R&R. And then here's, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's 5. It's 5 times 3. It's 5 times 3, 5 and 3. Electric company. Electric company. And then over here, let me see what it is. And then over here is where the center heart is. This center is over here. So it's 5 and 3 here. And then it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And which it's like that. And then over here it's 6 areas. And over here it's 9 areas. 6 and 9. Here is 1 and 8 areas. You see the way it's being broken down right now? Do you understand what's going on? So here you'd have another one, and then over here you'd have another one, and then over here you'd have another one. So this would be 15, times 4 equaling to 60. Rotation of your clock. So you would have 60, right? You'd have 60 plus the 9 that is in the center here. 6 and 9 rotation of the core. And that is how the week goes. So I'm putting my camera up here for a second, taking a tiny break to read what you're writing. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. That looks like it's flower. That looks like a bandage. That looks like a blue ring. 48, 80. Oh my God. Did you say that on purpose, blue ring? Because that's 88. Blue 40, ring 48. Wow. Blue ring 40 and 48. Okay, very good. 555, part of memory. Yo, 8 and 5 come together. I forget where. Oh, yes, 8 to 5 position, but I don't know the 5 position. 555, because the fourth, just like in Monopoly, the fourth area belonged to the train. But you know what? The corners also own property. They also own a property on each side. So really and truthfully, there's only 4, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 32 areas that are actually free roaming areas in Monopoly. And not all of them have places for houses. See, there's a property here and here, okay? Property here and here, okay? Property here and here, property here and here. This corner owns, I'm not sure exactly if it owns 1 or 2 area spaces next to its corner, because this property has to come and go right over here. And then it owns these 2 and these 2 area spaces because of its size. So then what's left over? This area over here is left over. The other area that's left over is this area over here. This area is left over. Let me see which area it is. United States. And then this area is left over. And this area is left over. Indiana, United States, and then this property is left over. Ventnor, Indiana, Ventnor, United States, and then we have Community Chest is spared, and then we have Plaza Park. That's where I live, Plaza Park. I live on Park Avenue. What does my Park Avenue cost? $350. Actually, Park Avenue and Boardwalk is $750. That's what I'm paying. Yeah, we got to buy this place. We got to save this place. Can't believe I was foolish enough not to accept the 30% rent increase. 888-777. Galaxy. Gala. Everybody's getting together. Venus 81, 00. Moon ring is blue. Cobalt. Okay, I got to think of something I can eat. It's an hour and 35 minutes. I have to check in on my channel from Odyssey. It's funny, in Odyssey, Rad, I know you speak up, but there's 5 watching now, and I don't know. Okay, now I lost my stream again. Just 1 second, I just want to see something. Nobody's liked my broadcast. Nobody's watching. I wrote excite or exciting because what makes somebody liking something? What makes somebody to like something? So that's why I put the excite and the you see, it's a double-edged sword when you use the word ex together, because the X letter is already in its own content. How can I say that? The X letter is, I'm gonna have another piece of cheese. The X letter already has the sound of E. Why do I have to put it together? What happens, X alone only says the gateway. But when you put the E with the X, it creates the birth, okay, through the moon as 99, okay, and on the clock of 168. So you might be asking, well, how is that possible? You have to make it up. You have to make it up. So how do you make it up? Just give me a second. You have 5. And yes, EX. I was trying to remember what I was talking about. EX, the 5th letter and the 24th letter equaling to 29. In order to get the 29, you need number 16. Okay? 16 will bring you all the way to 55. Star system math. When you get to 55, it'll also take you to 29. 84 or 66 will also take you to 29. The 29th day in February. If you want me to do it for you, I'll do it. Certain numbers, 829, very interesting. Certain numbers only point one way. For instance, in a mathematical equation, I'm going to try and see if I can find it. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 plus 5, 11. 11 and 30 is 41. It's not 14. It's 41. Now, $14. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals to 5 equals to 4. 4 times 5, 4 plus 5 equals to 20 equals to 0.9 equals to 29. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 7 equals to 6. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals to 42 equals to 13. This is my full reduction equaling to 29. Into the divided gate, bar mitzvah, time clock in Monopoly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Addition equals to 55, 6, 7. This is a straight using double E twice. This is what it looks like. So over here, if we take out that, we have 13. And then over here, we have what is 10. 10 and 13, like MJ, Michael Jordan, 1 and 4. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means yet, right? If we go backwards, instead of opposites, if I go backwards, 6 goes to 4 and 7 goes to 3. We eliminate 1 and 2 again. Keep eliminating 1 and 2. 6 times 6, 6 plus 6 equals to 36, and 12 equaling to 48. 48 is the pull, the ring, to buy and to sell, and Pluto, the 84th year. This is 16 times 3, and the inverted is 28 times 3. 3 times 16, 3 times 28 equals to 84, in which is Pluto. So if I look at it as 84, it'd be 2 to 1. If I look at it as 48, right? If I look at this, this would be 2 times 4, and this one would be this would be a half. So it'd be like a 0.5. So there's how many 0.5s? 2 of them. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. Starting to get tired. So this was, did I finish with the Monopoly yet? That between the core and the trains and the corners, what is left over? Okay, what is left over? There is a 2 area here, and a 2 area here, and a 2 area here. There's a 2-2 area here, and a 2-2 area here, and a 2-2 area here, and a 2-2 area here. So there is 2, 4, 8, 4, 8. There's 32 areas that are actually free from the corner in the entire 169 piece area. That means there's 137 pieces that are in full control and 32 pieces that can run. If I wanted to base this on chess, I would pieces that would run. Again, 13 and 7 pulls up to the cycles of the Mayan. 7 by 13 is 91. M and G come together. 7 by 13 is 91. The spirit, 13 moons to the 7th gate. AC/DC. I'm just jogging my I'm just jogging my mind right now. Let me look into my book and see what I can come up with. I'm not sure what I didn't show. So we talked about moon February because it's the only true moon. So if you want to find a cycle for the moon, we'd have to look at the Hebrew calendar and match it up to the 29th day. And match it up to the 29th day in February every 4 years. Something about it. So we did the 3476, what it means. I'm just trying to see what else is here. Wow, tired. 9:30, Yeah, so there's not very many pieces in Monopoly left over. So let me put my 3 books together here. I want to see what's on some of these pages I was reading. I was reading 8 arguments for God's existence, right? And they talked about snow, and it produces 1 trillion crystals. Yes, out of thousands of pictures of snowflakes cataloged, no two are exactly alike. Only an intelligent being can design so many forms. Each flake has 6 points crossing at 60 degrees angle. So the stop sign is 4 corners removed. So just remove 2 corners. So if we have the house 8 and 6, that means in the house connected of 8 and 6 equals to where there are, is it 4 hexagons? Just let me do this. Well, you can just, right, there's 4 hexagons. Is that what it is? One here. Um, wait, what? I should only went to here, right? Just 1 second. No, I went too far. It should have been 1, 2. It should have been 1, 2, and then go to here, and then go to here. Yes, that's what it is. And then what do I do next? What do I do next? Um, you go to here, and you go to here, and here, and here, and here, and then you go here, and here, and here, and here. So no matter what I think I did, I absolutely need to create this to create my 4 times 6 and 1 area, 4 by 6 points, creating a free 4 zone. Food time, cat purrs, a little bit of golf. Yeah, a little bit of golf, perhaps. So where are we? So this is my 8 octagon. So the 8 octagon, right, is actually your 64 pieces. That's what your 8 octagon, your 8 by 8. So we know it has to do with, this one is a Mars octagon because it has a window in the center of it, right? Otherwise, it would be the Earth octagon. Can we create the Earth octagon? You see, divided by 2. The Earth octagon, 1 by 3. Should I still do 1 point here, right? Or should I do 2 points? It makes it rather large, so I'm just going to do it this way, and then do this, and then do that, and then something like, so then it would look like that. So that's a 2. This is a 2 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is 6 by 6. Wow, this is a 6 by 6. Wow, it's a 6 by 6 inside what is an octagon. I'm just trying to understand this reality. And this one here gives me, and this gave me a 4 center. This is giving me a 6 center, which is telling me, I'm just trying to understand, if it's giving me this center, it's giving me an above and below. So this is half Mars mix half Earth. So what happens if I would have went 1, 2, 3, and then I would have, I'm just trying to think, 1, 2, 3. Oh yes, what if I went 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just trying to do what's going to happen here, here. Wait a second. I think I made a slight error. No. to here to here. Is there an error? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Something doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, I had to go. Wait a second. Just give me a second. This one, 1, 2. Oh, because it's here. Right. So that's what it is, and then it's this. So the obligation in this design tells me that this must be 2 by 3 in order to create it, other than 3 by 1 to create it. So this I can use, say, as M, and this one would be W, basic. Basic is W is what creates F. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 5 and 6, F. So this is WEF, and it's controlling this area over here. Notebook, notebook, notebook. Got to find those notebooks. 66 gives you the window. And this is a 2 by 1. So this is female, and this is male, and this is both mix of male and female, and this is the planet we're on. WEF. Just a few. So I'm tired. 2 hours. I hope you can hologram notebook. I don't know. I'm tired. Maybe just a little nap. Come back a little bit later. But for now, peace and love. If anybody's watching on Odyssey, I see it says 6 watching. If you have any questions, looking for maybe somebody to try and find out if they can make an offer on the building, keep this place. Otherwise, a large. What happened to my video? Well, somehow Odyssey just cut me. Okay, I lost my feed. Okay. Hologram. Gram equals to 28. Ram, or backwards, Mars gate. Logo. Olo. 636 through the sun. The torch. So every single letter and every single word telling an alternate story. So shalom, shalom, shallow, S and H coming together as to the center of what is R, right? 171, because when you add 1 through R, it's 171. Never forget that that is where the gateway is in the 7th gate, and it's through Resh. And I'm just trying to see right now. So Shalom, so once you add 1 plus 17, 18 equals to 19, that'll equal to 190 or 196. So it's the one spirit in rotation of the birth of the light through the sun, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. And that what that'll do is it'll show one like area going this way, the other area going this way. Anyways, I have it somewhere. I'm a little bit tired. You have to remind me of the 69 in rotation, which is the percentage key. That key is found on number 5, but it designs a number 8, and the number 5 is in the center of Rubik's Cube. It's got 6 areas, 3 opposite reverse. Shalom. Federation is inside of M. O is the reverse alphabet of L. So the half alphabet to that would be I and E. The half alphabet of 19 is 9.5. 9th letter is I, and the fifth letter is E. I, E are reversals on the dice cube. So let me think what I just said. Yes, because we went to 19, that's what it did. When you do the alphabet to 26, it becomes 27. The first and the last come together. The average is 13.5. It becomes the sun, matter, and energy, bringing it together. What would we turn into if our body temperature was 110 every day? Our molecular structure would just fall apart. We're only alive because of our structure, and we were made for where we are inside the energy. Wire microchips? No, I don't. I don't. But I do. I can tell you. I was at this festival where they had a design on the front, and it was showing Merkaba, and all I saw was dice cubes everywhere. The Star of David dice cubes everywhere. The entire cube. So it's like there's giant cubes inside the cubes. Jesus, Yeshua, the cube. Yes. You would be like me if I, hold on a second, listen. You would be like me, and want to sleep. Sounds like a Cinderella story. You would be like me. So I'd have to, you see, when I read, I'm not like this was written, but what was I saying? Was it a minute ago? 8:50, it's 8:52, so that's 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm starting to lie back in the seat, you know. So anyways, yes, so from just drawing out the art, we can understand what's actually going to happen, you know. Like if we have material going in a certain direction and you cut it to a certain length, it's either going to show you this or it's going to show you this. See, this is Earth. This is Mars. Earth is 2 by 3 WEF. Yeah, if we were 110 degrees all the time, 110 degrees all the time. So we can look at this two ways, right? We can look at it as 1 all the way to 10. That would be freedom. We can look at, that would be freedom from the gates of 76. We can say, well, it's 11, the first two numbers, and then 10, because we're not going to use all three. The cube says use 1. The cube says use 2. The cube says use 3, but don't use them all at the same time. Reason for that is if you throw the cube, what is up will count. You won't see what is down, but there'll be 4 all around. So there's basically 3 inverted situations on the dice cube, right? But I always call 1 as the pole, a set of 2 numbers, and 2 as the ring. A 1 by 1 pole, a 1 plus 1 pole, and a 2 by 2 ring, making these 6 numbers. But that's just me, and it's all discussable. Yes, we need a fan. We need a fan. Thank you for being here, because we need a fan. In order for me to pulsate forward to know anything, I need that extra question. I need that extra input. After 17 years, it's, you know what? I might know a lot more now, and it's a little um, deceiving not being able to share, not really knowing that if anything I am saying has any relativity in the entire planet to anybody other than myself. So I believe that when we talk to the world that we live, the actual world, we can start to tell the world, start waking us up. I'm ready for it because I understand how it was put together. I understand. I see it now. This is the awakening, something I would never, ever have ever thought of. Oh, I could never doubt. I can never doubt. It just bewilders me that I can see what I see, and yet it's like no participation on something that is, to me, one of the greatest findings in the world. You know, understanding more about our artwork and the alphabet and what is ABC and what is everything, you know. And there's a lot of mathematicians out there doing all kinds of stuff. I just like to, or things that went on in somewhere in the Bible, certain numbers or certain names were used, because now that I understand a little bit more, or where the game is, the game will further the definition of maybe why they used Mark, maybe why they used Jesus, maybe why they used Jeshua or Moses or Noah or Seti or Pharaoh. Why the child was left in the Nile River. Thank God it wasn't in the Nile River. Nile equals black. 14, 23, 33, 34, 35, 40 is in the Nile. Yes, I wanted to talk about X before I end this video. Why do we need to put the letter E when we say extra, when we already have the sound in X? It creates number 29. Number 29 is something to do with the natural moon, but it's not something to do with 99. Again, coming to the spirit in the birth, coming to the month of February. And I say this because it's the only month that can reflect any moon month in which the Hebrews follow when they follow their calendar to the moon. So when you put E and X together, it goes from 24, just talking about the gateway, to now talking about bringing energy into the gateway. And that energy is inside of us, and that is our birth. When this does not come into the gateway, therefore is an X child. But when you bring the child into this world, you now take the energy to ignite this child's life. Therefore, until this energy comes into the child and is breathing the air from the area space, it is not acquired its full numerics. And since it's not required, and since it has not acquired its full numerics, it is not actually anything other than some other kind of medical term which hasn't come to fruition. You know, it's just like going to the apple field and saying, throwing out all these apples that calling them bad apples. So I'm just trying to see. So this is the word in EX. Now inside what is the sounding of EX is the inverted, which is the letter C. And at all times, the 13.5 or the M and N will be the core of all reverse letters. The reason for that is all reverse letters will be, let's say, X will be 3 letters away from Z, and 2 letters away from Z, and C will be 2 letters away from A, and that's your reverse alphabet. At the same time, C will be 10.5, okay, away from the center of the alphabet. 10.5 plus 3 is 13.5. N and M in between is 13. 13 to here, from Z to N, and from A to M. The total is matter and energy. 18 total. Reish, the one spirit that lives in the heavens. So we're back to the E and X. And so between the E and X, the polarity, because there's a polarity with C and D, and X has a reverse alphabet of C, therefore the prior letter, W, polarity to D, which is the polarity to C, meaning that X and W become polarities as the 23rd and 24th possibly president. 47 equals to time energy. WD coming together. Now there is another scenario happening. I'm trying to see where it is. Wow. Anyways, there's a few things I didn't cover in this video. I drifted. I want to see if I can get back to it. Cold. We can't remember. Don't forget the flag. FLAG. 1926. Flag is 26. Flagpole equals to, wow. Flagpole equals to 74. Wow. Flagpole is 74. Jesus is 74. So it's ironic. Jesus goes onto the cross and flagpole equals to the same number as to Jesus. And between two thieves, 3 flagpoles. Just thinking right now. Let me see where this design is. You do know S7, E8, N9, T10 says cent. 7, 8, 9, 10 cent. I'm just trying to look. There was an equation from earlier on. I just got the answer for it. Oh boy. It's inside and outside my head right now. There was an answer to something. Yes, just to know that Mars comes with purple rain. Is it because the blue planet comes mixture with the red planet to where the demolition and the Republican and the Democrat come together? So when that happens, purple comes. And not only the reason I'm saying it is for another reason, is because not only is that color coordination real, but what is also real is 4 and 9, 13, 4 by 9, 36, 4 and 9, 13, 49, 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 back to 49, green heaven. I just saw something and it went away. I'm starting to come. Let me see this. Purple. Okay. In the game of pool, the 4 ball is purple, and so is the 12. 1 and 2 equals to 3. They're polarities. When the blue meets the red, the color becomes purple. Purple is numeric value 88, creation of the 7th gate by the queen, the Q letter, that is that gateway. Purple, Democrat, Republican, DNR, R&D, third creation, DNR. I'm just trying to, there was more in it. Demo tape, repo, repo demo, something to do with records, 33, 45s, 33 in the sun, 45 the pass in the sun, the two records coming together. But I'm still missing. There's something that's missing. There was a calculation that's earlier. I'm sorry to do this. I know I'm wasting everybody's time. Wow. I wish I knew where that calculation was. There's just so many calculations. So what if I calculated from 4 over to 9? 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 26. That would be 26. 6 and 7, 5 and 8. Right. 8 and 5. What's inside of 8 and 5? The heavens and energy. 7 and 6. 7 and 6. Anyways, I'm tired. Tired. Church and government. C and G, 3 and 7, creation of the gateway from 1 and 1, recreated. How did they do it? Now they want to make us full robotic, the fleshy robotic. Fleshy robotic. Towards inflation, church. Ends in CH, begins with CH, 11, 11, and inside is 39. 39. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 39. Shalom, shalom. I didn't finish that name. Yeah, so this year, that 84th year, I'm just trying to see. Yes, here it is. This is what I was doing before. This is the piece I wanted to finish. That on the ATM machine, right, they have removed the Q and the Z. It went from 98 and 70 over to 53 and 72. I showed you this before, right? The answer to this is how, who, big win. I'm trying to see any craps. Electric company. This is a W. This is WBC, Warner Brother Creation. And this is an H. And this is an O with an AE with it. So I'm just, do you understand where this is? This is the alphabet. This is the base alphabet. I can also say inside of here is now, because inside the 5 house is an N. And since it's coupled with the third, what's it called? I can use all 3 parts of the alphabet. But I don't want to do that because I'm just making that up. Doctor Who. So now what happens here is that the 1 number will now get a numeric value of 43, where on the phone, the 4, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, here was G, H, I, okay, and it got the value of 24. This is number 4. Let me just do this on another page. So it goes like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. 98, 70, 63, 42, 33, 24, 15, and 6. 1 plus 5, 6. 4 and 2, 6. 3 and 3, 6. 2 and 4, 6. And here it's 7, 9, and 8. Coming into the high creation through the gateway. All zeros equal to 6. Although they're 4 and 8, I put them all to 6. The reason for that, I didn't come into the halfway house. I came in at 6. 2 cubes, 33 each. I'm in the house, but I light the torch, the one spirit. I am not the house. I am the energy and matter, M and E, inside the house. But now what happens is I can do this equation here. Now I can do it as 98 plus 33, and I'm going to do this another day. I'm going to rewrite it, equaling to 131. Is that what that is? So I already know rotation in the sun in number 5, right? Um, then at the same time, I'll do a Pythagorean count and call this 32. 8 and 3, 11, 9 and 3. And I just do all those calculations. But anyways, the soft count for all of this is 21, and this should be 99. Is that right? 3, 4, 5, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 99. And this one should be 11, 10, 16, 23. 77 times 3, Christ. 9 times 11, 3 by 7, base math. I'm just doing very, very basic to try to understand where I'm coming from. And then you do these calculations, but it all changes, okay? It now becomes 43, 6, 15, 24, 33, 42. I'm going fast. I'm tired. Sorry. Okay, and now it's going to be this. So when I total what was 21 is now 64. Zion, Israel. So here is going to stay the same, 99. And then what was this and this is now going to be, so what was, whoa, that's, yes, right. So before it was 7 and 35 was the difference, okay? And now it's 9 and 10 is the difference. So here's 53, 116, 170, 118, 188. Oh, I like it. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 and 6, 13, and 5, 188. I like it. I like it. I can't tell you what it is, but it's the inside Pegasus. It works out for the 7th gate. This works out the 7th gate. The multiplication will create this when I finish with this. But 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. So it works together, 17 and 18. Yeah, happy cat. Jesus saves 99. Moldova, hold on. Let me see where I am. Wow, I haven't looked at anything in a second. I'm so far back. Yes, absolutely. We are the children. We cannot stop finding these anomalies that we're finding. Okay, don't stop, because the system is listening to us. For every breath you take, when you sit and meditate, and I never thought of this before, you can get into that world. We're with them all the time, all the time. We have a personal connection. We have a personal connection, and it's definitely proven in the work that's been done in the last 17 years. And whether you want to look at Jesus, Jesus is a word, and it's not a person. It's an energy. It's I don't know how to put the two together, but for me, because it's described inside of the cube and inside the numbers, it's telling me his name. He was a carrier of that message. It just just like Allah, because Allah is 1331, 11 times 11 times 11. And thank you for the I'll give that to the cat. That's a kiss for the cat. All right. Happy. So anyways, I am seriously zonked. I am zonked. And for years and years and years, since I've been a little child, Remember also, when you talk about human beings, child and adult, there's no sex inside of it. And there's a reason for these words. There's a reason for everything going on right now, and it's all calculable. And since we know it, we know the good word is right around the corner. But everybody knows nobody gets the good word for free. And although we've been through tyranny for thousands of years, right, everybody has to wake up. That when the time comes, everybody will have known what we have just gone through when you begin to learn the truth. Raphael 7286. Help save this house by buying the building. Let's get a little compassion out here. Let's get some visitors. Let's spread the word, because the word has been given to us. Till the end, the time is now, when we know how to decipher what it is. I know nothing other than all that I know. Thank you for watching this video.